After a week on the Nullarbor, we have arrived at the impossibly blue waters of Lucky Bay. Postcard perfect with the whitest sand in Australia. But first, we had to find a park. Tell me you've never had an original thought without telling me you've never had an original thought. This is a van life city.
We're here now in Lucky Bay in what I would consider to quite possibly be the most beautiful place that we have ever set up to cook lunch.
We didn't stay the night at the highly coveted Lucky Bay because the campground books out approximately a century in advance. So we did what any mildly disorganised van lifer does, set up house in the car park and made the most of our day.
This is amazing. I cannot believe it. The water is just such a phenomenal blue and it is crystal clear. I am totally blown away. That was magical. That was absolutely paradise.
After spending a little bit of time in the bright blue glory of Lucky Bay, we left in search of something essential. No, not fuel, not even a shower, and it's been days. We were hunting for coffee, good coffee. And so naturally, we ended up at Cloud 11.
Do you remember the name of the bakery we just went to? What it was called?
Little Local.
Little Local. We have pulled up to Blue Haven Beach, a very, very wild local beach, and managed to get a sweet treat for each of us, which really never happens to me. So I've got this gluten-free vegan mud cake, wow, and Rowan, always classic croissant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited to get stuck into this, and what a location to enjoy it at. Is it a good
Crunchy.
one?
Yeah, very crunchy, good pastry. Oh, so what can you go wrong? Yes.
Yeah,
you can.
Yeah, you can.
But this isn't it.
And my mud cake, as a mud cake should be, is very decadent.
We spent the rest of the afternoon soaking in the wild and windy western end of Esperance. From up here at Observatory Point, you can see half of the beaches we didn't plan properly for. It's fine. They'll be here next time, probably still perfect and probably still booked out. Which is why we'll now be making our way inland to the place that we'll be spending the night.
We are here tonight in the Chicken Ranch in Varley, and that is a very cute, very quirky little country town community run donation camp. And I'm standing here in the camp kitchen, which is very, very deluxe for a donation camp. This place is super cute. I mean, it's a very quintessential of what donation camps are around Australia, particularly in these country towns where there just tends to be that little extra level of hospitality offered. But also, I just think it's quite special and quite unique. So I wanted to show you around. So as I said, what we have here is the exceptionally well-equipped camp kitchen, which is really something else for a donation camp. And behind me, we've just got a lovely little dining area to share amongst the free campers, which I think is really sweet. The book swap, as always. I always take advantage of those. Love it. And just outside here, we also have a barbecue area with a full shelter and amenities out the back there, which are lovely and clean. Super appreciated. There is also a cold outdoor shower. It's semi-closed, it's a little bit private, and I think I'm gonna go take advantage of that now because we are the only people at the campsite at this moment. We have got neighbours, but it appears that they've gone out for the day. Haven't met them yet. And it's stinking hot. Like, it's stormy. We actually saw some crazy cracks of lightning on our drive today, but it's quite warm also, so it's a good time for a cold shower. I might even get some rain from the sky and we'll just, you know, make it a luxury experience. So I was just reading one of these info signs here about why this place is called the Chicken Ranch, and it's because just across the road here used to be the general store where they also sold booze, and the locals used to congregate just outside and enjoy their cold bevies of the afternoon together just on the curb. And that used to be a very common occurrence until there were some noise complaints and the police had to come around and basically tell them that, you know, you can't drink on public property. And it's interesting because I grew up in a small town that also used to only have a general store. It's changed a little bit now, and it was exactly the same. It was exactly the same. I remember every time I would come home on the school bus, I would drive past that curbside spot and there would be all of the locals, sometimes including my dad, having a beer out the front of the general store, until also that became illegal. And so the solution that they came up with was to join forces with the local business that owned this land. I'm not sure if it's the same owner. I'll have to reread that sign to figure it out. And they were told that because it was private, they could happily enjoy their afternoons here. And because, you know, it was somewhat of a rowdy and rambunctious location, it was named the Chicken Ranch. Anyway, now that we have enjoyed our little tour of the Varley Chicken Ranch, I think it's time to hit those showers. Let's do this and hope that I don't give anybody a peep show. I told you it was luxury. All right, yes, that was very cold, but I guess it was also quite refreshing. The reason that we are even in this part of the world at the moment is that we're taking a little bit of a detour from the spectacular big waves of Esperance and the south coast of WA to see a different kind of big wave. And no, I'm not talking about the two-fingered salute that you get from those mammoth road trains that when you pass you feel like you're going to get sucked into their orbit. No. This is a very special geological feature that exists in this part of Western Australia. There are a few of them around, but today we are going to go and see the biggest and the most spectacular. Wowza, it's pretty impressive. Do you want to be in the shot?
In year 4, or when I was a youngin', I can't remember exactly what year, I think year 4, I had to do an assignment and it was on Wave Rock, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever at the time. And then it just disappeared, never heard about it again. Until a couple of days ago when we realised how close it was to us, and we're finally here.
Wow, I did not know that you did an assignment on it. Can you tell us some facts?
No, I can't.
Oh, well, that's windy.
I mean, I know it was allegedly formed 2,700 million years ago.
Wow.
And it looks like a wave. And it's 15 metres tall.
So we are now back on the southern coastline of Western Australia. A few days have lapsed since I last got the camera out. We experienced quite a bit of rain, and so we laid low in Bremer Bay for a few days. But now the sunshine has come back out and we are ready to explore the beaches once again. And right now we are at Misery Bay, which has been voted the top beach in all of Australia. So let's go check that out. Well, yep, that was pretty nice. And we spent all of 1 minute down there having a little look around. It's a small beach, but we also are unsure if we were meant to pay for a parking ticket. We have an annual National Parks pass for WA, but it just seems like there's a lot of double booking required out here. So we're just gonna hightail it back to the van. No, it is just the parks pass. It's fine. We were fine. We misunderstood because all the Google reviews said you have to pay $17 a day. There's no like other option.
They called it a parking fee.
They called it a parking fee, yes, but it's just the parks pass, so didn't need to run up that hill. we could go back down, but there is an absolute plethora of beautiful beaches in the south of WA, so we have a lot on our agenda anyway. Sorry that was a little bit anticlimactic. Voted best beach, but I'll be truthful, the other ones around here, pretty spectacular. All right, what's next then on the agenda? Do you want to go to the Albany wind farm? It's right out there.
Go far out.
Okay. We might pop into a few things that we saw along the way on the drive here. There were some blowholes. There's the whaling thing.
Salmon holes, there's like another beach right there.
Yeah, right. What about the whaling centre? That's down the road, no? We've just popped into the Salmon holes, which is this beach here, popular fishing beach. And as expected, it's also very beautiful. Those blowholes were absolutely magical, just so mesmerizing. It was more of an oral experience than it was a visual experience, but wow, that was unexpected. We're now back at Misery Beach car park because it's just struck midday and Rowan and I are both hungry. So that sound you can hear in the background is Rowan kindly preparing some lunch, as always.
Experience of all the words to use at a blowhole. Oh.
Thank you for that commentary. Well, as luck would have it, some rain clouds have once again spread across the skies, and so I didn't go for a swim at Australia's most beautiful beach. I'm a little bit of a wimp when it comes to the cold. I really need perfect conditions. I'd like to get over that. I'd like to be a little bit more confident in that sense. Well, you can see some blue sky back there. Doesn't look so bad now. I really am a wimp. Anyway, we have now arrived at Cosy Corner campground and exceptionally lucky to get the last spot here. This place is pretty popular, and also tomorrow it's the Easter long weekend. So things are packed. We are in holiday central, and that's always fun when you're living full-time in a van. Now, obviously, we seem to decide to always find ourselves in these holiday destinations on public holidays. So I guess you could say we only have ourselves to blame. But it's easy to understand why these places are so popular. I'll show you. I don't know if you can hear me over the waves and the wind here, but I have recently gotten back into something that I used to do quite a lot of, and I don't know if anybody knows about it anymore. It used to be quite niche at the time. In fact, I am breaking the #1 law of this particular activity by even telling you, but at the moment I'm trying to find myself a geocache. So this is like a worldwide phenomenon. Like, we actually did this when we were in Italy last time, looked for geocaches, and I re-downloaded the app last week because it's kind of like a fun way to explore the area that you're in. And so I think there's one just over here. It's just like some kind of log and a pencil. As you can see, this one's a little bit weathered by time, so it's not looking so crash hot. But usually you'll find these somewhere and there'll be a little book or a piece of paper, and you kind of just write your name in there, and you have the glory of finding these really obscure things in really obscure places. Sometimes they have treasure and you can sort of trade little objects, like might be like stickers or I don't know, like little toys sometimes. And it's just a really fun way to get outside and explore. I don't think I'm gonna fill this one in because it's, yeah, it's looking pretty weathered. But sometimes, you know, if you've got the resources on you, you can replace these things so that people can come and find them again and again. But you can also log it on the app, so.
At the moment, we're kind of in dire need of some new mugs. They are exceptionally chipped and broken and just looking so scungy. I'm very sad because I made these with a very close friend of mine and they were quite precious, and I've completely ruined them by taking them on the road with us. Just look how sad they look. So terrible. Obviously a part of me is like, I really want to replace them because they look terrible, and the other part is like, if I get some new ones, they're just also going to get destroyed. That's kind of how I go about life on everything. I think I don't replace a lot of stuff. I think Rowan can confirm. I live with it until it's really, really gone. But in saying that, Rowan insists on keeping this old thing, and we have replaced our spatula, so maybe, maybe he's the problem, not me. Is that Easter chocolate? Truly turned out to be a very beautiful day, and this place is stunning. I say that as this huge flock of birds have just flown over me. I feel truly very, very lucky to be here, to just be living this. It's incredible. Today was actually not quite what I had anticipated I would do today. I kind of had some big ambitions to walk a little bit of the Bibbulmun track, which is a huge, like I'm talking 1,000-kilometer trail that runs from Perth to Albany. And so we were at the southern terminus this morning and last night, and I thought that maybe I would walk a little bit of that track, do it solo, and have Rowan pick me up, you know, a couple of, 20 kilometers down the road. But when I woke up this morning, I just wasn't quite feeling it. And so instead we have been exploring this beautiful coastline in Billy. And I don't regret it. I don't feel like I need to be too hard on myself because it's just been so beautiful and so relaxing. And I think probably more what I needed. I think the coffee's ready. So this morning we're here at William Bay National Park, which is home to more beautiful Western Australia beaches. Unfortunately, that rain has come back and we have a very, very grey day ahead of us.
So we're going to make the most of it still, and Rowan has just made a couple of coffees in our takeaway cups, and we're going to wander down to Waterfall Beach and check it all out.
This is yours. Here comes the aeroplane.
Thank you. Cheers. Not quite the shimmery blue waters that you come to expect in this part of Australia. Not today. Anyway, there's the waterfall of Waterfall Beach. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool. Anyway.
Well, this way go water that way. No?
You're funny. Anyway, that was something to look at. And now we're gonna go look at Elephant Rock. And what was the other one? Greens Pool, which again, not the best day for it because you come here for those crystal clear waters and you can't.
We're running across the water.
We got distracted by this bird. Hang on.
It's less funny when you see it. It was doing a funny run before. It's like, oh, I gotta go.
Oh.
Water's gonna get me. Oh no. Ah!
Oh man, I got my shoes wet. Okay, let's go. How did you enjoy, where are we?
We're at Green Beach.
Yeah. How did you enjoy No, what is it? Green Rock Beach? Green
Bay?
Bay Beach?
I don't know.
Hang on.
It's one of those two words.
We're gonna fact check this. Some kind of green. Might use your
Green's
left
Pool.
hand. Oh, okay. Hey,
Green's-
babe.
Hey, babe.
How did you enjoy Green's Pool?
Green's Pool on a beautiful day would be, I reckon, the #1 spot in this side of WA. I think fantastic swimming place, well protected against the crazy surf out there, and just it's the only place we've seen where people are really swimming out far because they feel comfortable doing it.
That's right. Yeah, it is. It's a gorgeous spot, and there's like a natural rock wall that means that you have this really protected swimming area. And like just on this side, we've walked down the beach a little bit. It's crazy. There are so many rips and so much swell, but it's a gorgeous spot, and it is a shame that we weren't here on a sunny day, but this has been really pleasant. Walking out here with our coffees keeping us warm, can really feel that there's a change in season coming now, which, you know, I shouldn't complain about since I complained non-stop during the 40-degree heat. Yeah. Anyway, Green Pool, tick. Now we just got to go check out Elephant Rock.
This rock over there looks like a profiterole. That thin layer of chocolate over the top.
Okay, so not Elephant Rock, but
profiterole rock.
profiterole rock.
Maybe after you eat a few profiteroles, but a little bit later.
Just diabetic things. I'm good, man. Look at those lollies. They've been in your pocket for a while. This is quite pretty. This is the smallest beach in the existence of beaches. The Elephant Birthing Canal.
We're fine, yeah, swim this. I mean, I can't swim, but I can imagine it would be fun.
I would love to. I'm like almost tempted to just swim in my underwear. Yeah, it's a bit cold for me.